Hello folks and welcome to today's vlog, or actually I'm recording this tomorrow. Yes, it's very confusing. Basically one of my SD cards corrupted yesterday, so all of the footage I recorded on this camera left, which included me starting yesterday's vlog. Luckily all that was me and Anna out for a walk. It was like a 2 or 3 minute clip I think, so there was stuff in there. I just don't remember what the stuff was, so sorry you don't get to see Dave today, unless he's in the later bits that we recorded later in the day, which he may well be. However, this is a good opportunity for me to just remind you all to subscribe to the channel and make sure that you've got your notifications turned on, because there is going to be some very cool content coming out on the channel over the weekend, in addition to your normal daily vlogs that you would expect over the weekend. We've also got we've got the video from my talk at the Autism show from the other week. I've had the audio come through from that, so that video is going to drop over the weekend. If not, it might even already be out by the time this video releases. We're also going to be having the return of the Parenting Autism series on Saturday, where we're going to be having a chat about autism and technology. And we're going to be recording a frequently asked questions video just to stick up as like the channel trailer, just to cover off some of the basics, like what our names are, how old we are, that kind of thing. If there's any questions that you think should be included in the frequently asked questions video, make sure you pop them down in the comments section below for this video. We haven't recorded it yet, we're going to do it over the weekend and it will drop early next week. But that, along with all the normal daily vlogs, is a lot of cool content, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notifications bell, and while you're down there doing your button pressing admin, you may as well pop a like on this video as well, while I hand back to past Kev for the rest of this vlog. Oh, that's been another busy day, lots and lots of work done. I'm actually almost finished making all my gaming videos for the week on Thursday afternoon. This is the first time I've been ahead on videos for like a month probably. It's been a while. It's a shame that the summer holidays start quite as soon as they do, because all year long I've been planning to cut down my gaming schedule a little bit once the summer holidays starts, just so that I'm not out in the garage all day every day while all the kids are off school. So probably only got another week after this of a full schedule on the gaming channel before we drop down to my typical school holiday schedule of just one video a day. So that's a little bit of a shame, but at least we're going to get a solid couple of weeks in before then. We're going to do what? What are you watching?
The Crash Bandicoot on PSP. I see on the PSP.
I mean, I don't know that I've ever heard him even mention Crash Bandicoot before. Anna? How long ago? So he used to play Crash Bandicoot back when he was living in Nottingham with Anna. So we're going back like 6 years ago. And he's played it very sporadically since. He's got it on lots of different devices, but this is another thing that just seems to have randomly come out of nowhere. He is picking lots of little random bits out from the past over the last few days. It seems to be every day there's a different thing that he's plucked out of the past. I don't see any way this one could be related to Anna's mum, which is what we were thinking some of the previous nostalgia stuff was, but there's no reason why this would be related, is there, as far as you know? It's difficult to know. There may well be a connection somewhere in his head, but we can't think of any obvious one. But he seems happy enough. I'm looking through his notes for which I don't think we've done this all week. He's generally had, the week started off rough. I think we mentioned that earlier in the week. He had a couple of difficult days, but since then he seems to have settled back into his normal school routine. He's eating fine, he's doing his work fine, he's been doing PE, ICT. He had a session on emotions at school today, which is pretty cool. It wasn't specific to him, that was just a session that they were all doing, but hopefully that's something that can help him out a little bit. He's done some basketball, he's done some golf. In ICT, he made a picture of the place he'd like to go on holiday. I don't know if that's in here. I would love to see that picture. I just have a feeling that picture would be the Premier Inn in Blackpool, because I can't imagine what else he could put for somewhere he'd want to go on holiday. Anna doesn't have any of his suggestions. It's not in there. We need to ask them. I bet that's what it is. I bet it's a Premier Inn in the middle of Blackpool, because that's all he's been going on about. We were lying in bed this morning and we were basically woken up this morning by Andy singing at the top of his voice, Premier Inn, Premier at like 6:30 this morning. It was awesome. So you've had a good day?
Yeah.
Excellent. Did you make a picture at school today?
Yeah.
What was it a picture of?
Premiering.
You did a picture of Premiering, did you? Excellent. Well, that is very cool.
Question.
Question what? Oh, is that in your game?
Yeah, a PSP.
Okay. Mummy says you've got that game. Do you want to play it?
I'm going to tram next week.
We're not going to go to the tram next week.
We're finished now.
Okay.
Shall we go next?
Do you want to play that one?
Shall we go to the next?
If you give me a Vita, you can play it.
Shall we go next?
We've got this game. We own this game. But we're not going to the Premier Inn. No. We'll go to Premier Inn again when we go to Blackpool soon.
After one was school.
No, it'll be lots more schools. I don't know when we're going yet. We'll go soon, hopefully. We should never have mentioned it to him. We were just trying to strike while the iron was hot. We didn't actually think he'd be this excited to do it, and we'd have to find the money this quickly. What was I saying? Yes, talking of next week, without getting too much into details about dates and locations and things like that, I think we do now have a plan in place for what's going to be happening with Andy for Anna's mum's funeral, because we talked about it briefly a couple of times and how he's been to a couple of funerals in the past. And generally what happens with them is he does try and come in initially, but then very quickly gets bored, won't sit quietly, won't sit still, doesn't want to just sit there throughout the service. He's quite disruptive, and it can be quite upsetting for other people who are there because he's making a lot of noise, and it's upsetting for him because he doesn't want to be there. So generally what's happened is, I think the record for us being actually in the room where it's taking place is about 1.5 minutes before I generally take him outside, and we just kind of sit in the car park and do our own thing for 15-20 minutes, however long funerals are. Now obviously that isn't something that's ideal for someone as close to Anna as her mum, because I need to be there to support her rather than just babysitting Andy and neither of us actually being in the room. So we had a couple of different options that we were working with, but it looks like everything has been put in place, and social services and everyone's doing that have really stepped up with this, because it looks like we've been able to get him into his normal respite care on short notice and in a slightly different way. It's got the potential to be challenging because it's different to how it normally works, because the funeral is taking place in the afternoon on a school day. Every time he's ever been to respite before, we've driven him to his respite. So he's come home from school, we've driven him there, or we've gone on days when he wasn't at school at all. But this time, and it's all set up, the transport is all arranged, but he's going to be getting his normal school transport that he'd normally get home, but rather than it bringing him home, it's going to take him to his respite. And then he's going to stay there for the night, and then the following morning, me and Anna are going to drive up to his respite place and then drive him back to school the following morning. We couldn't get transport for them. We didn't really need transport for them because we'll be home by then. We're not going to be staying overnight in Nottingham for the funeral. We're just there for the funeral itself, but the funeral is at the time when he'd normally be coming home. So hopefully definitely we're going to be preparing him for that and explaining how that's all going to be working. We're going to have to keep most of that preparation off camera, because obviously the preparation includes specific times and locations that we don't necessarily want to make public, but we are going to be preparing him for it, social stories, using his board, all that kind of usual thing. But I am a little bit afraid because he's never gone directly from school to the respite before, and there's just, in my head at the moment, so very many ways this could backfire either on the day or in the aftermath of the day. Just off the top of my head, he could refuse to go, and if he refuses to go, not only are we 50 miles away, so we can't come back and straight away and sort it out, but we're going to be 50 miles away with our phones off, because at the time he would be going to the respite, the funeral will be literally happening then. So if he does refuse to get in the taxi or kicks off as soon as they turn left rather than right out of his school, then we're not even going to know that's happened until about an hour after it's happened, and even then we're an hour and a half away. So if something does go wrong, we can't get there for at least 2.5 hours. So that's a big worry. The other worry is, yeah, fine, he goes there, it's fine, he spends the night there, but then we've not driven him to school in the morning since September, So he might not appreciate that. That might cause problems for future days. We've never driven him straight from his respite to his school, so that could cause a problem. And also, there's the issue of the following day, when it comes to getting in his transport to come home. Will he agree to get in the transport the next day, when the previous day they've taken him off to respite when he was expecting to come home, even though he should be expecting to go to respite. So there's so many ways it could go wrong, but we've got all the positives of everything that's gone on over the last couple of weeks, couple of months. He's taken everything in his stride lately, and we've just got to cross our fingers and hope that he takes this one in his stride too. I even said to the social worker on the phone today, what's the contingency plan going to be if he just refuses to cooperate on the day? And the response was pretty much, if you don't know, we don't know. If something happens on the day, we'll just have to deal with it then. Which, doesn't fill me with a huge amount of hope, but at the end of the day, we've got to be there for Anna's mum's funeral. He can't be there, because then I can't be there to support Anna. So it is our only option. But goodness me, is it a stressful option. In other news, I've just had a text from Lucy, because it's... What's up, Andy? He wants to do what?
Final Fantasy game.
He wants to play... Andy really wants Anna to play Final Fantasy.
Okay then.
She's not playing it at the moment, Andy.
Shall we play?
No.
I'm just having a look at the thing and then I'll play it. I
Yeah.
just want to have a look at this one for a minute.
Why is he so into this Final Fantasy game? Is it the music, do you think? He really wants to play the Final Fantasy game. But I've just had a very confused but very excited text message from Lucy, which is this picture, which is a box, an Amazon box, with a note on it that says, a gift note from Rachel Howell. Lucy, you have great taste in music, from Ryan. And a text from Lucy saying, my wish list must be connected to Mum's house. Someone sent me a vinyl. So yeah, I guess Lucy's wish list is set up to our Mum's house somehow.
Pop vinyl.
No, I missed, right. No, it looks like a flat box. I assume she means a record. Unless she... No, it must be music, because it says music. So someone sent a record to Lucy. Oh, well, I say someone, specifically Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. That's really cool. I haven't actually got any information from Lucy about what the record is, but she definitely appreciates it. She's very excited. Thank you. That's really cool of you. Well, it seems somehow I forgot to end the vlog earlier. I don't really know how this has happened. I've just been streaming for like 3 hours across YouNow and Twitch. It's 11:30 at night. And the camera's still just sat on the dining table where I left it, intending to take it outside and talk into it earlier. I don't even remember the last thing I said to you lot. This might be the weirdest, most disjointed end to a vlog ever, but we will end it here because it's time for bed. So if you have enjoyed it, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for more daily vlogs. And thank you very much for watching.